All right, guys, today's video is an interesting one. We're kind of working our way through the different facets and the different components of this raw collection that I drove over 3,000, well, I traveled over 3,000 miles to purchase. If you haven't seen the first few videos, go back and check them out. It's going to make a lot more sense if you start from the beginning. This video today is about a 1986 Fleer set and some other 1986 Fleer extras. Spoiler alert, they're big. You may want to stay tuned for this video and watch till the end. I've got some surprises at the end. Essentially, I am going to look through the set for the first time. I had to buy the set sight unseen. I had not seen the condition of the cards. I was very strapped for time. We were on a very short time fuse. The entire collection, except for about 4 or 5 cards, were completely raw. None of these cards were graded, so it took a ton of due diligence and effort and thought, a forethought to kind of figure out what's a safe price where if I get these cards back and they're not in the condition I think they are, I'm still okay value-wise. But at the same time, I needed to be fair to the seller and not offer him pennies on the dollar, because that's not fair either. So today's video, we're going to take a look at the 1986 Fleer's complete set, 1 through 143, with a couple of big boy extras, and take a look at those cards for the very first time. I had not looked at these cards until this video that I shot 30 seconds before I recorded this introduction, and so stay tuned. I think you're going to like it. I kind of flip through the cards. We figure out what's grade worthy, what's not. Some of these are borderline. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you grade some of these? Would you not? I haven't looked at 86 Fleer prices in forever since I sold my 6 sets. I had 6 86 Fleer sets, including the monster, the PSA 10 set, start to finish, all 143 in PSA 10. And yes, I had the Kareem sticker, PSA 10. I've done videos on that as well. It's a sad, but also a very rewarding and lucrative day when I decided to get out of that set and keep only the 2 Jordans. But today's video, we got another set. If any of these look like 10s, let me know. If you think I'm nuts for grading some of these cards, let me know. This is just kind of a trial run to look at these cards for the very first time, figure out what type of value I'm looking at, and then make some decisions on which cards are grade worthy. We know that Jordans are going to be graded no matter what. We know that the Kareem sticker is going to be great. Really, all the stickers probably, unless they're woefully off center or have a crease or have some kind of bend in them or something like that, the stickers are probably all going to be worth running up the flagpole for 20 bucks at PSA just to see what comes out the other side. But it'll be interesting. Let me know in the comments what some of these cards look like to you. I think a couple of times I call them gum stains on the back of the stickers. Obviously, I know those are wax stains. I'm not sure why I kept saying gum stains, but they're wax stains because the stickers were on the back of these 1986 Fleer packs. There will be some pantyhose involved for those of you who have been around the game since the 80s and you've kind of bought raw cards from the 80s and I guess some from the 90s. You got to use the pantyhose and the circular motion to clean off the gum stains on the back. I did notice, obviously looking through these cards for the first time, I think every one of the stickers, every one of them, including the Jordans, plural, have gum stains on the back, and so that is something that will need to be addressed, obviously, and there will be a separate video with me showing you guys how I take gum stains off the back of 86 Fleer cards. I've done it with 87s as well before, and I've got a video done that I've done in the past, but I had to borrow some pantyhose from my wife, Mrs. Cajun, and she was kind enough to accommodate. She did not ask for these back. I figured once they've got 1986, 35, 40-year-old card wax merged into the pantyhose, she's probably not going to want these things back, so they're mine forever, and I'll keep them over here off-site, off-camera to the side, just in case I buy some other cards from the 80s where the back card of these packs has wax stains. So wax stains, not gum stains. Gum powder for sure, but wax stains. Again, just a reminder, Bob bought all these cards pulled them off from packs, and so he started collecting in 1986. This set was hand collated with cards he pulled from packs, and so it's interesting, it's nostalgic, and it was a privilege and an honor to pick up this collection from such an esteemed collector who reminds me of myself and collects in a very similar manner. And so going through these 86 Fleer cards is very nostalgic because I did chase 1986 cards back in the day when I was 12. And so you guys stay tuned. Let me know what you think about this. Comment below. I'd love to get some engagement. This is, I think it'll be video maybe number 4 or 5 or something like that in this video series where we talk about the cross-country collection that I snagged in Connecticut a couple of weeks, couple of days, depending on when you watch this, a couple of weeks ago. Thanks for watching. if you watch the Cajun Cardboard channel, I want you to consider using the PWCC Marketplace. It's a great place to buy sports cards, and you can even support the channel through my affiliate link, which is conveniently located in the YouTube description to this very video you're about to watch. Pause the video, get into the YouTube description, look in the top right of the channel, and you're going to see a link to PWCC. Save that link in your browser, and now you are able to buy sports cards on the PWCC Marketplace just like I do, and at the same time support the Cajun Cardboard channel. Okay guys, here we go. One of the perks of this collection is that I also walked away with a full 1986 Fleer set with a couple of surprises. When I say full, I mean including the stickers. And so here it is. This is in the box. The first time I've looked at it. We're going to kind of look at it together. I want to make sure I get you on the screen. And essentially all I'm doing here is, I guess, looking real quick through the cards to see which ones look like they might be, you know, high grade. And then some of these guys, you know, obviously need to be graded anyway. You know, the Kareem looks pretty good, actually. So Kareem's probably worth grading. He's one of the bigger cards in here. So I'm going to put a grade stack over here. I guess the one way to do this is probably to sell the set raw just like this, but I don't think I'm going to get max value out of that. Plus, you guys know how much I love PSA and grade reveals, and I know you guys like mail days. Alvin Adams is a huge card in PSA 10, but of course that is not one. Probably not worth grading. Aguirre's looking a little bit off-center, got some whitening, not worth grading. Ainge, no. John Bagley looking really good. Bagley's actually one of the easier 10s to get. A little off-center top to bottom. Probably not worth grading. Thurl Bailey, no. It's got a little black mark up here at the top. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully are these cards on screen? Are y'all seeing these? Let me get down here. Is this better? The Barkley is extremely off-center, so I don't know what to do with that. I'm going to put that in a separate stack because I need to look and see what maybe a PSA 6 or PSA 5 Barkley goes for. It's a great looking Benoit Benjamin. Jeez, the Benoit Benjamin looks really good. Front and back. That's one to probably look at. I don't know what the odds are of pulling a 10. What's a Larry Bird 8 go for? Or a 7? Probably worth checking out. The Birdsong looks damn good. Not a monster. Of course, Birdsong is the one that's guarding Jordan in the sticker. I'm gonna pass on that Birdsong. The Roe Blackman in a PSA 10 is a monster. Manute Bol in a 10 is a big time card. This one's torn to pieces. Not a good one. The Sam Bowie's off center. Joe Barry Carroll looks off center. Chambers off center. Maurice Cheeks left to right. Cooper left to right. Wayne Cooper, the other Cooper. Wayne Cooper right to left. So no there. Probably end up selling, I guess, the rest of these raw cards as a lot. If anybody's interested, just let me know. I mean, they're for sale. Again, I've been there and done that with 86 Fleer, as you guys know. Both Cummings, the Pat and the Terry are both off. Dantley's a little bit off, probably not grade worthy. Brad Davis is a big card in the PSA 10, not grade worthy. Walter Davis is it's a pretty good looking card. Walter Davis looks pretty good. I can't tell. I probably need to take a little bit closer look. It's worth looking at for sure. Darryl Dawkins, Chocolate Thunder is a little bit left to right. The Larry Drew looks phenomenal. Wow, that looks really good. We'll put Larry Drew as a potential. The Drexler looks like a PSA 7 or 8, so that's probably worth grading. The Dumars is probably worth grading as a 7 or an 8. Mark Eaton eating him up with the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar guarding him. Looks pretty good. Looks a little off-center top to bottom. That's probably not worth sending. I got to look some of these up and see what a PSA 8s are worth. The Alex English, a little bit off. James Edwards, Buddha Edwards, a little bit off. Alex English was a damn monster for Denver. The Doc is probably worth grading no matter what. The Ewing is way off, just like the Barkley, damn it. Vern Fleming, not perfect. Not perfect on the Sleepy Floyd. Not perfect on the World Be Free. Not perfect on the Iceman, George Gervin. Again, I'm just kind of figuring out what needs to go in the to be graded stack. I'll probably do a whole separate mail day just for the 86 Fleer stuff, to be honest with you. Just to try to keep my ducks in a row and make for some good mail day content. Like when the PSA grade reveal comes back, it'll all be 86 Fleer, so it'll be easy and digestible. Damn, this Ricky Green looks really, really good. Front and back. I'm gonna check that one out a little bit closer. The Sydney Green looks really good. I mean, these are sharp, y'all. These are very, very sharp. My understanding is from Mr. Bob, who I bought the collection from, is that all of this stuff is pack pulled. None of this stuff was, there was no eBay back when he was putting this thing together. He started in '86. This Dave Greenwood looks amazing. Daryl Griffith looks okay, but it needs to be a 10. The Hanslick, no. The Mark Aguirre way off center. I'm sorry, the Derek Harper way off center, top to bottom. Gerald Henderson Jr.'s dad, no. The Roy Henson, pretty good looking, a little bit off top to bottom and left to right. It's got to be a 10. If it's a common, it needs to have at least a chance at a 10, which means I probably wouldn't get the 10. Craig Hodges, no. Phil Hubbard, another real easy card to Jim, or at least it's got a high pop rate. I shouldn't say easy card to Jim. It's got a high pop rate. Jay Humphreys, Hubbard, no. This Dennis Johnson's pretty damn good looking. I'm going to give that one a look, and a little bit closer look. Again, I'm just kind of filtering through. I'm going to take out my loop and get a lot closer look at a bunch of these cards. Eddie Johnson, maybe one of the most annoying sportscasters in the world. Ranks himself maybe in the top 20 players of all time. He's a lunatic. He's delusional as far as that goes. A little bit off top to bottom. Here come the Johnsons. That's what she said. Frank Johnson, pretty good looking, a little bit off left to right. Magic way off. Marcus Johnson, great player. Great, best years were with the Bucks. Steve Johnson, nobody knows who he is, but his PSA 10s are worth buku. Vinnie Johnson, the microwave, that's a pretty good looking card right there, off top to bottom. Clark Kellogg, it's a good looking Clark Kellogg. It's worth a look. And again, I'm taking a quick glance here. I don't even have my glasses on, so the cards are like 3 feet away from my face so I can see it. Prince of Darkness, the great Bill Laimbeer right here. It's a pretty clean looking Laimbeer. I've got this one I'll probably give to a friend of mine. Those definitely are no-goes right there. And then Alan Lavelle's a little bit off. I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker for you guys. Fat Lever, nope. Alton Lister, no. And I'm just seeing if I see left or right off, then I'm not even messing with it. Here's one that obviously we know. Even a PSA 9 is a relatively big card, but the PSA 10 is monstrous. But that Jeff Malone's not even close. Man, I'm missing on all the Hall of Famers. The Hall of Famers are off. So Karl Malone's way off. Moses is off. Ced Maxwell's off. Rodney McRae off. So far, I'm about what I expected as far as quality and condition. The corners and edges do look really good. It's a decent looking McHale. It's probably worth looking at a PSA 9 McHale. See what that value's worth. Mike Mitchell off. That is a really sharp looking Moncrief. I got to look closer at the corners and edges on that Moncrief. The Johnny Moore. Oh, of course. Everybody knows the Johnny Moore is a monster, but that one's not really close. The Mullen looks good. This except for the top loader is yellow. This Mullen looks really, really good. Hopefully the corners and edges check out. I like the look of that Mullen. That's got a good, decent chance there. Huge drop off. Obviously another great picture here. Larry Nance in that dunk contest with those tall socks. Calvin Nat, Norm Nixon, no. Off center Oakley. Olajuwon off center. All of the Hall of Famers are way off center. Good looking Parrish, very good looking Parrish right there. And then Jim Paxson, John's brother, not gonna happen. We got the big sleep, Sam Perkins, pretty good looking Perkins right there. That might be worth looking at. Again, I'm not sure where PSA 9s are value-wise, and I'm not sure if I'm a little ambitious thinking I can get PSA 9s. You know, maybe I think 8s and 7s are kind of the usual grade. This is a good looking Rambus. Rambus is a big card in PSA 10. Why does that card look thin? It looks like it's almost like it's been trimmed, but it's off center top to bottom. Robert Reed, one of the best looking dudes in the NBA back in the day. Him and Reggie Theus were on the all good looking dudes team from the 80s. Alvin Robertson, one of the nastiest, meanest, toughest players in history. Speaking of, this is the other Cliff Robinson. There's Tree Rollins. Whose picture, by the way, this is one of my favorite pictures. Tree Rollins' card is him getting absolutely destroyed by somebody on a left-handed dunk where he is getting wrapped up and impregnated by whoever that is for the Clippers. We got Dan Roundfield, who was a good player, off-center top to bottom. Jeff Ruland, who still can't believe was in the NBA. Ralph Sampson, Danny Shays, Byron Scott, off-center. Purvis Short. It's off center enough to where it's not going to be relevant. Jerry Sichting or Sichting. I always thought it was Sichting. That looks really clean. I'm going to check that one out. Anything that's got a chance at a 10 and may end up with a 9 is probably worth looking at. A real good looking Sigma right there. Derek Smith a little bit off. Larry Smith way off top to bottom. Rory Sparrow a little off center enough left to right where it's probably not worth it. Stepanovic. It's pretty good looking Stepanovic, man. Teagle off. Reggie Theus, there he is. Look how handsome. Can y'all see how handsome he is? Off. Isaiah, another Hall of Fame rookie card, off center, right there. We're getting to the stuff that matters the most. Let me clean house here, get through the end of these. Of course, we know Worthy's back here in the back, and the checklist is another one that we want to look at, and then we'll look at the stickers, and then I got a little surprise for you guys at the end. Hopefully you guys are seeing these. I hope there's not too much of a glare. LaSalle Thompson, Michael Thompson, Clay's dad. Yes, Clay's dad, #1 overall draft pick. Pretty good looking card right there. Oh, it's got some bad whitening on the edge there. Good looking Sedale Threet, worth looking at. Wayman Tisdale. I think it's got a fish eye up there in the top right. Andrew Toney. All of the corners and edges look really good, though, to be honest with you. That Andrew Toney's pretty good looking, too. Jeez. Can't tell. I'm gonna give it a chance. We'll give it a closer look. That white thing is on the top loader. That's not the card. That's not the Trapuka card. Trapuka, is it? Maybe it is the card. I need to put my glasses on for that one. If that's on the card, that's a problem, obviously. But if it's not, pretty good looking centering. Again, all I'm looking at right now is centering to put them in the first cut, and then I'll get a lot more. I'll scrutinize it significantly more and kind of go from there. Vandaway centering looks good. Off center Walton. Spuds off, unfortunately. Neek is actually, it's got a fish eye at the top and terrible top to bottom centering. Can y'all see that? Terrible top to bottom centering. We got Gerald Wilkins here. Actually pretty good looking off top to bottom. Buck Williams off top to bottom. Gus Williams, kind of a rough left edge. Maybe, I have to look closer. I really wish I had my glasses on. I probably could go get them. Herb Williams. It's not going to be a 10. Kevin Willis. Famous half hook. It's pretty good looking Willis right there, man. Back looks pretty good too. Randy Whitman. It's got to be perfect back here. Al Wood looks really good. Mike Woodson off. Orlando Woolridge off. Worthy Hall of Fame rookie off. And then the checklist way off top to bottom, so not worth grading that. All right, so now, and yes, you will have noticed you did not see any Jordans in there, but I told you it was a full set, and so stay tuned. The Jabbar is not going to be a PSA 10, but every single one, by the way, that bird looks fantastic on the front. Not a perfect back, but really good on the front. Gum stains. Okay, so I've got some pantyhose work to do, but the good news is I brought some pantyhose to work today because it's a Tuesday. Every Tuesday I bring pantyhose to work. No, I'm just kidding. I brought pantyhose to clean off the gum stains on the back of these. These look good. The bird looks good. The Dantley looks good. The English looks great. These stickers, guys, these stickers look really good. This is my first time looking at these. I didn't have time in Connecticut. I just threw them in the car and took off. The Magic is off center. The Kareem is off center. The rest of them, here's a Jordan. The Jordan is definitely off center, but crisp as far as edges. The back looks clean. No edges or corner issues. Apparently the surface is going to be the issue. I need to get those gum stains off. So here's one Jordan right there. The Elijah one does look a little bit off left to right. The Isaiah looks a little bit off left to right. And then Neek looks pretty good. A little off, but it looks pretty good. Maybe that's a rough edge. I can't tell. I got to take a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks like a rough edge on the Neek. But stickers are, I think I got to check again, but I think all the stickers are going to be worth grading. So here's my stack right here. What are we talking about? 25 cards maybe? Something like that. 30 cards that need to go, including this Jordan. And then here's the two base Jordans, guys. And so I don't know if I've shown these on a video yet or not. This one to me looks phenomenal. It looks really, really good. This was part of the set. And then this one, as you can see, is off center left to right, just enough to probably make it a 7, an 8 if everything else was perfect. But as you can see, it's off center top to bottom as well. So I think we're looking at a PSA 6, maybe a PSA 5 here. And I don't mean to be overly ambitious or optimistic, but man, I think you're looking at, it would be nice if I think this has got a chance at an 8. I really do. 5, 6 here. Let's go 7.5 to 8.5 on this one, somewhere in that range. Let me know what you guys think. But that's where I'm at on those. And then I have a surprise for you guys. And I'm gonna be real careful here. Not one, not two, but three more MJ stickers. And this one looks damn good. They all look really good to me. They all three have the gum stains on the back because when Bob pulled these back in the 80s, and by the way, there's Otis Birdsong trying to check MJ. Back in the 80s, people didn't know. You got to get the gum stains off the back or it's going to kill the card. And of course, they weren't grading these cards. When he pulled these cards in 86 to put this set together out of packs, he wasn't grading these cards. But the gum stains got to go. And so I'm going to do another separate video removing the gum stains with the pantyhose, which is going to be boring for people who do that all the time. But for those of you who wonder how it's done, I'll show you how it's done and wish me luck. And hopefully I don't damage the card and I'll be super careful. I'll wear a hairnet and some gloves. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. This is the 1986 Fleer set that came with the big purchase in Connecticut that I went 3,000 miles to get last weekend. Flew up, drove back, long videos on it. Check out the rest of the playlist. Thanks for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. And peace.